Dr. Andang Saehu M.Pd. Okay, sir. How are you today, sir? Are you here?
Fine, thanks. Yes, I'm. Yes, Ibu, I'm here.
Hello, Bu Eka. I think Bu Eka got a problem with. Hello, Bu Eka. Okay. I think she's in internet connection problems. So let me read the curriculum vitae of Dr. Andang Saehu. Okay, hang on for a second. What? Wait, guys, not here. One second. Eka, ayo. Hello, Ibu Eka, are you there?
Yes, sir. So sorry.
Oh.
Seperti
Okay.
langsung not connect.
Stay cool. Take it easy.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, we go to our first guest speaker for today, Sir Dr. Andang Saehu M.Pd. Hello, sir. Are you here, sir?
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Yeah.
Okay, I will read the short biography of Dr. Andang Saehu. Okay. Dr. Andang Saehu M.Pd. He is head of English Department, State Islamic University of Sunan Gunung Djati, Bandung, Indonesia. He was born on July 41 years ago in Bayo Ngobong Subdistrict, Garut, West Java. After completing S1 degree from program in English teacher training and education at the State Islamic University of Sunan Gunung Djati, he worked as assistant lecturer from 2004 and to 2009 while pursuing a magister degree in English language education at Indonesia University Education and graduated in 2008. Okay, sir. You have 15 minutes, sir, to present your material or your topic about this lecture talk. Okay, sir, time is yours.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Is my sound clear?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Pak Wafi, for inviting me to be one of the speakers in this great event, and thank you, Ibu Eka, for giving me time to present my topic. But I'm so sorry because I have recorded my presentations. If you don't mind, I will share it. The topic I'm going to discuss is my child is my student. This is about mother as the effect of COVID-19 pandemic. Next slide is about introduction. The COVID-19 global pandemic has caused the mortality level in the world to increase so much. Odometers 2021 from March 2022 April 2021 reported coronavirus cases amounting to about 150 million people with about 3 million deaths and about 127 million recovered. And what about in Indonesia? Is the cases the same as those in odometers? Different because this is the more specific one, not for the world, our country. According to National Agency for Disaster Management, recorded it until April 2021, that 95 million, or about 95 million people have been tested positive.
with recovered patients amounting to about 1 million people and patients who have died totaling to 47,465 people.
Siapa saja? Siapa saja anggotanya?
Apa ini?
Politics, etc. Brown had focus on two sectors of life. They say that the COVID-19 treated education and economic well-being. At this time, I would like to focus on education sector. One of the impacts of COVID-19 on education sector is the school closure. Some countries like Japan, Ghana, Palestine, and many others, school closure has been conducted to decelerate the COVID-19 outbreak. What about the school closure in Indonesia? The JakartaPost.com writes that about 646,200 schools were closed temporarily and about 68 million students
Itu Dian, ini saya sambilan.
level of education learned.
Saya sambil apa? Admit yang lain.
To be effective to lower the risk of COVID-19 transmission, as stated by Gardner and friends, Nafisa and friends, Crowley and friends, that school closure is one of the effective ways to minimize the risk of COVID-19 in Britain, China, Taiwan, and United States. This effective way is then adopted by Indonesian government by issuing the law number 21/2020 on large-scale social restrictions, or commonly known as PSBB. The Minister of Health followed up the law by issuing a guidance of PSBB. Ministry of Education also released the circular letter on the prevention of COVID-19 to education unit by closing the school temporarily and conducting distance learning. In West Java, Dinas Pendidikan, or the Provincial Education Board, issued a guidance on learning from home. The following number. The guidance systematically covers preparations, implementation, and evaluation. So it is clearly stated in the guidance what should teacher, student, and parents do in the preparations, in the implementation, and in the evaluation stages. And this reality lures or attracts the parents, especially mothers, to take on the roles in the household to control the learning process of the children from home. Therefore, the problem addressed in this discussion is how do mothers personally experience the process of the children's distance learning during the closure of school and COVID-19 pandemic. Yeah, actually the research has not been finished yet. But for the purpose of this presentation, the survey was distributed on June for 11 days to mothers whose children are schooling at elementary level in Bangalore Regency. Looking at the total number of female in Garut, which is about 1.3 million, it needs much time to collect the data. It also needs an extra time to sampling and to do sampling technique. In a very limited time, I did do that. As I said before, that this is for the purpose of this presentation. So there were only 237 mothers filling in the questionnaire. The determination is given to only mothers aged from 25 to 44. Why? Yeah, it is because according to Mohammed, those ages are estimations of the mean age of mothers at the birth of their first child. And then out of 237, 179 mothers were involved in this study. The questions I asked in the survey focus on intensity. It is about how much time mothers have children, if they did. And then media, like WhatsApp, Zoom, Google Meet, as the instrument of teaching and learning process in the online era. And then manner, it is about whether the mothers learn together with children, whether the mothers teach their children, direct their children, etc. And competence, it is about whether mothers and children are able to access the e-learning platforms or not. And accessibility, this is about whether the school or local government provide internet data credit, e-learning training, or not. Yeah, e-learning here related to the platform used by the school. For example, if the school use Zoom, not all mothers can use the Zoom. For example, if the student required to solve his their assignment, some mothers do not know how to share the file in the share script. Yeah. That's why mothers do not have access to internet in learning. That's why they need e-learning training. And the last one is how this is to dig the information whether the mothers expect the school to close the door or open the door, or perhaps expects to have a fully online school. And then the survey was distributed to mothers by ways of sending the message to children teacher personally, then the teacher sent it to the group of mothers associated with the schools. This slide is the results of the study. As I said before, that this study involved 179 mothers using online survey technique. The online survey technique was used for the data collection due to the social distancing. This study revealed that 19% mothers took on the role as those students. So mothers and children are the students of the children's teachers. Actually, mothers are indirectly forced to learn due to perhaps the children are always trapped by playing games on smartphone, or trapped by posting status in the social media, posting TikTok, etc. That's why the mothers try to learn together with children. And 17% mothers took on the role as school teachers. So having learned from their children teachers, they taught their children and saw what their children should do. This is in line with the garbage statement. And the third result is showing that 14% mothers played a role as facilitator, interaction and consultations when their children did not understand the material. The mothers facilitated. They facilitate everything for the success of online learning the children. So, 25% mothers played a role as coach. In playing the role, they organize or manage the children's learning schedule, monitor them, motivate them, and instruct them as necessary. And yeah, this is interesting. Mothers can be a father. This is about 2% or 4 mothers. For unlucky mothers took on the role as mothers, they are like a coin. One side must fulfill the daily needs, but another side must be with their children to encourage to take responsibility for family learning. And sometimes they ask other family to help the children. And the last role is housewife. This role was chosen by 23% mothers. They direct their children in distance learning while being responsible to take care of the house and the family. It's quite complicated. Okay, and then I break down the finding into some targeted information. The first one is intensity. All mothers with their own roles admit different frequency as you see in this slide. 2% once in a week, healthy students and healthy children. 23% about 2 times in a week they could help their children. And you can see other percentage here. And then what about the media? All mothers in the process of distant learning admit that WhatsApp was dominantly used in the asynchronous mode of teaching or learning, and the rest is delivered synchronously using Zoom cloud meeting or Google Meet or other platforms. And in relation to the manner dimension, the ways the mother helped the children in distant learning can be simply stated as slow students. We can see here 17% mothers learn together with their children, meaning they act as slow students. And 25% mothers organize their children's schedule, instruct, monitor, and motivate their children engagement. Yeah, this is about the facilitator. And you can see other manners dimension in this slide. And what else? Okay, competence. In relation to the competence dimension, majority of mothers knowledge to have some training or learning on e-learning platform, whether they are Google Classroom, Zoom, or something else. In other words, they were lack of knowledge about the use of internet in learning. And accessibility, in terms of supporting the process of distance learning, the school and local government were appreciated by the majority of mothers for preparing or for helping or for assisting the internet data credits. And the last is about HUB. Although it seems that mothers are accustomed to accessing online learning platforms, they admit to have offline learning soon. This can be seen from the high percentage, 77%, expects not to school from home. They want to school at home. They want their children to school at school, I think. And 19% mothers expect that hybrid mode will be better. This can be implemented using 50% at home and 50% at school, and the rest expects to have fully online school. So, yeah, very complicated, but this is the reality. And then, Ibu, finally, we go to the conclusion sessions. The most important conclusion to be drawn from this study was to expect an expressive experience of mothers to school closure. And we have knowledge about their experiences in the previous slides. Yeah, it's been that all research participants filling in the questionnaire express that they experience some form of loss during the remote learning. And second conclusions, parents need the right kind of support from teachers and school. They need teachers and school who realize they are barely able to make it through each day, actually, and are doing their best to support students. And the last conclusion is the results of this study call for some future training programs for parents, educators, and policymakers should organize some training programs on effective remote learning or distant learning at home for parents, considering their struggles indicated in this study. And recommendations, I have some recommendations to this finding, and you can see them in the slide. Bapak, Ibu, that's all for my presentation. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for your good presentation. Okay, I will explain about the key point of your presentation today. The first is the effect of COVID-19 to education sector, and this study to expect expressive experience of mother to school closer, and the third is the result call for some future training program for the parent in the home to teach the student when to teach their child when their child study at the home. Okay, you explained about the intensity, media, manner, competence, hope, and accessibility in the research. Okay, for the audience, do you have a question for Sir Andang? Okay. Okay, I will read the question in the chat room. Okay, the first question, sir. The first question is, what is the big lesson or what should be fixed in system after COVID that we can figure out, especially in education field, based your perception? From Ma'am Dian Riani Said. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Ibu Eka. Thank you so much, Ibu Dian Riani, for the question. This is a very good question. What is the big lessons or what should be fixed in system after COVID that we can figure out, especially in education field, based on your perception? Wow. Okay. Actually, my perception should be based on the research. Yeah. And my research has not been finished yet, but at least I can take some perceptions about this. This should be, there should be a coordination between school and Disdik, yeah, or Dinas Pendidikan, and also coordination with the parents after this COVID session. Yeah, I hope so much about this. So coordination will fix the system of education after COVID-19. That's all. Perhaps some others can add the perception, perhaps. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Sir Andang. Okay, Ma'am Dian Riani Said, do you get the point, ma'am? Do you get the point what Sir Andang said?
Yeah, yep. I mean, I know that this COVID-19 has a really big impact, especially for the students, actually, because they have to make a learning process, especially at the home. I think this is a shocking point of students. I mean, before COVID and after COVID, I mean, it's really make a big differences, actually. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Ma'am Diani. Okay, sir, Sir Andang, there is a statement from Ma'am Epa. Moms, based on to Dr. Saehu research, we should be proud to be such a multitasking mom in this situation, because we should teach the student and teach our child in the home and everything, like we can be a housewife, we can be a facilitator, we can be a pseudo teacher, we can be a coach, we can be a father, and etc. So I agree with Ma'am Epa statement. Okay, thank you, Ma'am Epa. Okay, do you have a question more, audience? You can write your question in the chat room and I will read the question. Okay, there.
Yes, now, so you can have the next presentation.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, because there is no question in the chat room, Sir Andang Saehu, I say thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your time to present about the effect of COVID-19 for the mother, at home. So we go to the next guest speaker for today. Sir Mohammed Alaqad, Ph.D. Are you here, sir?
Yes, I'm around.
Yes, okay. Thank you so much, sir. How are you today, sir?
Good. Bagus, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, sir, I will read your short biography of Sir Mohammed Alaqad, Ph.D. Okay, Sir Mohammed Alaqad, Ph.D. He is Assistant Professor, School of Education and Social Science, Management and Science University, Malaysia. He is a proficient Assistant Professor, Senior Interpreter and Researcher in Translation and Interpreting, with more than 10 years of experience in international and bilingual setting. Currently, he is a senior lecturer and academic program manager of translation and interpreting and faculty research coordinator at the School of Education and Social Science, Management and Science University, Malaysia. Okay, sir, you have 15 minutes, sir. You have 15 minutes to present about your material or your PowerPoint. because after that we have a question and answer section. So time is yours, sir. Thank you.
Sure. Yeah, my pleasure. Can you see my presentation?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I hope there is no echo in my sound. Okay. For today, our discussion and my presentation is going to be about ETL, English language teaching, and the first and 21st century skills. As we all know, by just hearing and by just getting COVID-19 in 2019, just 2 years back, we start getting so many changes in our life. So most of our life has been changed, especially in terms of education, in terms of learning, in terms of employment, in terms of also of future careers, in terms of expertise. Everything has been changed. And all this is changed nowadays. We have a clear focus on the skills. So the more we focus on the skills, the more we will be able to get hired by the recruiters in the 21st century, and especially after COVID-19. So now, 21st century, it started with 2000, with the year of 2000. But however, after COVID-19, the whole world will be totally changed, not as before, or what we can say, comparing to before COVID-19. So most of the recruiters, most of the companies, most of the employments, most of the employers won't be the same status or in the same position as before COVID-19, meaning that most of the institutional companies, most of the higher education institutions won't be able to recruit more staff as before COVID-19, meaning that the more we go with COVID-19, the more we have to be well-rounded student, the more we need well-balanced student, meaning that every student in the future, after COVID-19, he has to be able to master many skills, not only educational skills, but also critical thinking skills, employability skills, resourceful skills. The student, he must hold several multi-diversity skills, meaning that the student is supposed to be open for many other features and of our life, meaning that this student after graduation is supposed to work in a diverse workplace, not only in one or two workplaces, meaning that yes, we will be having expertise. Yes, we will be having some kind what we say to be expert in your subject area. Yes, we do. We are going to have that, but also not only expertise in your subject, but you have to be expert in many other subjects and in many other fields. So let's have a look about the 21st century skills. First of all, we are going to speak about life and career skills, which is very prominent and very important. Learning and innovation skills, which one of the most critical skills that focus on critical thinking and problem solving skills. Also, we will be talking about information, media, and technology skills, which is very important. So our students are supposed to have digital skills, supposed to know how to use the computer, how to use the smartphones, how to use any kind of digital devices in the future, not only to be able to use a smartphone or not limited also to be used by computer. Many other things are going to happen in the next few years. So all our students must be equipped with the future need. Also, core subject and 21st century themes. This is one of the most important themes we are going to speak about. So what are the core subjects that will be listed the same in the future, however, there will be slight changes to these core subjects. For example, English or whatever languages, English, Arabic, Chinese, Japanese, Malay, all these languages, yes, they are going to be there because the student will still need to learn about this language. However, most of these languages will not be the core focus of teaching after COVID-19, meaning that the student can learn these languages by smartphone, on the apps, by YouTube, meaning that no need to have existed teacher in the educational institution. So the student can attend, for example, a course for learning Arabic for 3 or 4 or 5 months. Of course, the student won't be graduated from this 5 months course with a very fluent Arabic. But if he attended several courses, he will be able to speak Arabic same like native. So meaning that the courses, the online courses, whatever language, whatever subject expertise for these online courses, it's going to replace the role of the teacher. Of course, not 100%, but at least 70 to 80%. Meaning that in the future career, in the future rate of employment, it's going to decrease or decline. Instead of having 100% rate of employment, most of the education institutions, they will be just using 50 to 60% of employability rate. So the other 40%, they will reduce it. They will crunch the teacher, meaning that you as a teacher, you need to teach. Of course, you need to teach with the normal way of teaching, but not with the traditional way of teaching. Because the mindset for the student, it's going to be changed, not as before COVID-19. So the way of teaching, how it's going to be. First of all, most of the education institution and higher education institution, not only in Malaysia, but also in Europe, and I believe also in Indonesia, in some institutions in Indonesia, they are following what we call the online teaching nowadays. Meaning that you as a teacher, me as a teacher, we are not going to follow the traditional way of teaching, to teach the student in the classroom. No way. That's not going to happen. Meaning that you are going to record your teaching, not only recording, you have to use digital skills during your recording. You have to use gestures, you have to use flipcharts, you have to use many things to attract the student to this way of teaching. Otherwise, no student will be engaged in your way of teaching. Meaning that if you are not going to use attractive flipchart, attractive figures, attractive drawing during your recording session for the class, the student won't be engaged with the way of teaching, with your style of learning. Meaning that the student will start looking for other lecturers, for other teachers in other universities, because those lecturers amuse them and attract them to their way, to their style of teaching. So as a lecturer, you have to master most of the digital skills. You have to know not only teaching, but you need also to understand video editing. Video editing. You have to know how to do montage for the video. So don't you think the university will ask you only you teach and we will do video editing? Yes, but not all universities, they have the budget to do so. So they will ask you to teach and to edit the video. So you must be able to learn and to start learning from now how to edit the video, how to start your own recording and create it from A to Z until you make it available online for the student. Of course, there will be also subscriptions for the online teaching. It's not going to be free. We are not going to upload our videos on YouTube. We are going to have a paid subscription, either by our university or by the country. Maybe the country will be having a kind of initiative or project for the whole country. So all the university will be engaged in this website, and all the university will be having their own profile. So they can upload their classes, their courses, and the student can attend the courses and subscribe for whatever course he wish or he like. So meaning that our way of tradition, our rule of traditional way of teaching is not going to continue anymore. Because nowadays, if you look to your classes, and if I look to my classes, instead of 40, 50 students in the class, I can have, for example, maybe 5, maybe 10 students, existed student. However, the rest are online. And since they are online, we can't attain the student, or we can't control the student at the same time. Some of them, they want to work. They want to have extra income, because most of their parents nowadays, they are not working, they are staying at home. So the student, they need to work, meaning that your way of teaching is supposed to be more flexible as in the current time. So the best way to do so is to record your session and upload it for the student, and the student, they can attend or subscribe or watch your session whenever they are free to do so. However, there are going to be subscription fees, which might be lower than the student current fees for each semester. It will be, of course, it will be lower. Why? It's going to be lower? Because there won't be facility fees. There won't be electricity fees. There won't be campus activity fees. All these will be deducted. So the student, they have to pay less because they are going for online. But there will be some maintenance fees, some IT fees, IT technician fees. So there will be a kind of balance between here and there. So the most subject, or the most core subjects are going to be offered in the future, as we mentioned, English language and all other languages, world languages, arts, mathematics, economics, science, geography, history, government, and civics. These are the current subjects offered in most universities or in most schools even. There will be a kind of major changes for this subject. Some of these subjects, we still can offer it online without any changes to the content. We keep the same content. And furthermore, if we offer this subject online, it's going to be more attractive than on the current time or in the time being. Because in the time being, we are just using traditional way of teaching. We go to the classroom, we use the whiteboard or we use the chalkboard, and we start explaining the issue or the case to the student and discussing the issue with them without any kind of third-party attraction, like digital skills, like flip charts, like cards, like some graphics design. We can't use this in the traditional way of teaching. But if we are going to use online way of teaching, we can use these skills, which will make the student more attractive and feel enjoyment during watching the class or the subject. So schools must move to include not only a focus on mastery of core subject, but also to promote understandings of academic content at much higher levels by waiving 21st century interdisciplinary themes into core subjects, meaning that most of the subjects are going to offer for the online theme. Some subjects, it might be difficult to offer it for the time being, or to move it to 100% to online, like for example, medicine, surgery, kind of these subject, which is a very big, it's difficult and it needs a kind of practical. The student can practice online, but of course, for such subject like medicine, like engineering, this subject is still the student need to come to campus or need to go to the lab in order to do the practice. So here also, we are going to handle the global awareness, which most of our students in the future, they have to know these things. They have to understand what is a global awareness, what they need to understand about the global awareness, not only academic life, but they have to understand about the globe. What is the globe? What we need to understand about the global awareness, what is the climate change? Why we have to care about the climate change? All these things that our students must be able to understand it and must be able to think and to start generate ideas to solve these issues. So solving these issues is not only on the shoulder of the professors or scholars, it's also on the shoulders of the students. They have to contribute to find solution to these issues. Financial, economic, business, and entrepreneurial literacy. The student must be able to understand all these kinds of issues. Civic literacy, yes, they have to understand it. We will be giving some information, some content, which will be provided by the university. Health literacy, the student must be able to understand health literacy. What is the diet? Why we have to care about our self-diet? Why we have to care about our well-being or wellness management? Why we have to care about obesity? Is it dangerous? Why we should care about obesity? How to handle obesity? We have to understand all these cases, all these things. Environmental literacy. They have to understand and they have to know about sustainability. Why our education is supposed to be sustainable? Why once we are going to provide solution for any case, our solution is supposed to be sustainable, meaning that not to be used for the current time. It's supposed to be used also for the future. So we have to look beyond our way of thinking. The student have to be the student have to understand how to think out of the box, how to understand out or beyond the way of thinking, traditional way of thinking. Because of that, we need to have well-rounded students who understand most of the global issues, not only the academic content. Oh, sorry. Okay. Here also we need to discuss about the bringing about the global awareness. The student should be able to bringing the outside world into the classroom. This is the role of ours as a lecturers or as a teacher. That we are going to bring the outside world into the classroom. How is that? Nowadays, everything can be changed due to globalization. We can have, for example, just like in the time being, I'm doing a kind of session sharing or a speech with a very far away university or a very, very far away academic institution in Indonesia. If I need to go there, maybe I need a few days or a few hours to go there. So it needs a lot of time, but just using the online, just in a click of a link, I can be there. This is what we mean by bringing the outside world into the classroom. We have to show the student some videos from the online. The student, they have to understand and be able to demonstrate the current world issues. They have to so this, oh, sorry, I think I was a mute. So the student must be able to understand the global issues, not only the academic issues, bringing the outside world into the classroom. For example, now I am attending a class, or yesterday I was attending a class in America about the global changes. If I need to go to America to attend the class, I need a few days and several hundred of hours to go there. However, just by clicking on a link, I was there and attending the class at the same time, live. This is what we mean by bringing the outside world into the classroom. We need to make the student able to understand what are the global changes, what is the future need, how the student they can contribute to the solving issues of climate change, how the student need to contribute to the issues of decline in the cases of water pollution, air pollution. So we need to raise the awareness of the student about all these issues. So using 21st century skills to understand and address the global issues, learning from and working collaboratively with individuals representing diverse cultures, religions, and lifestyle in a spirit of mutual respect, open dialogue, and personal work and community context. Before, in the previous years, it was forbidden for the Christians or for the Buddhists to speak or to discuss any issue or any dialogue related to Islam. And it was also forbidden for the Christians to speak or to discuss or to sit in an open dialogue or open debate with someone about Islam and vice versa. Nowadays, everything becomes applicable. Most of the world become open-minded. It's okay, you can discuss whatever case about any religion in the world. It's okay. Since you are not degrading or speaking badly about the religion, about that religion, no one will give bad feedback about you. In the other word, most people will be able or encouraged to watch you and to give good comment, constructive comment. This is just a short example how we need to bring the outside world into the classroom. We need to make our students open-minded. We need to make our students able to understand the future situation, the future trends, the future challenges. This is very important. Financial, economic, and business literacy. You have to give something to get something. This is what we mean by financial, economic, and business literacy. For example, nowadays, most of the world is speaking about Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, blockchains, which we have never, ever heard about it. Just 5 years back, we have never imagined that cryptocurrency will control most of the economic in the world, maybe by 2021 or 2022. You can see maybe if you have heard about cryptocurrency or what we can call blockchain or Bitcoins or Ethereum or many of other cryptocurrency or digital currencies. Nowadays, one currency can cost around 50 to 60 USD. Only 1 currency.
Hello, sir. So sorry. Your time is only 2 minutes, sir.
Okay, sure.
Okay, thank you.
So this is very important. So we have to educate our students about all these issues. So civic literacy, also we are a part of democracy and we have our own voice. So being an informed citizen to participate effectively in government and all these things. Health literacy, so the student must understand, as we mentioned earlier, about diabetes, about physical health, mental health, including nutrition, exercises, or well-being, all these things the student must be able to understand. So we create waste and waste takes space. So the student must understand about pollution growth, pollution development, resource consumption, all these the student must be able to understand. How the students are going to understand? Of course, through the teacher, by the teacher. So meaning that the teacher, he needs to be well-rounded student. He needs to be master of many skills and many fields in order to teach the student or to make this student well-rounded and well-balanced student. And these are the elements, as we mentioned. So life and career skills. This is going to be the most important skills for the future. Learning and innovation skills, information, media, and technology skills, These also some of the life career skills. So the last slide, I'm going to discuss briefly here. What are the 21st century support system? What are the support system we need if we need to provide the student with all these skills? So we need to have 21st century standard by the government. Assessment of the 21st century skills. We need to assess each skills to make sure does the student benefit from these skills or not. The 21st century curriculum and instruction. Last but not least, 21st century professional development. So in order for the student to be able to master all these skills, the teacher, he needs to be mastered at first. That's all for today. And wish you all the best. If you have any question, I'm ready to go for it.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for your amazing presentation today. Okay, the key point of your presentation about the digital skills. So we are, as a teacher or as a lecturer, not only use digital or technology in teaching, but also use digital skill. What is digital skill? Because digital skill is we use the gesture, we use the way how to motivate our student, how we attract your student into our student to make our student is now about the everything and now about the what we have want to do of our student. Okay, the second point is about school must move to include not only a focus on mastery of core subject, but also promote understanding of academic content. Is the key point of your presentation. Okay, we have some questions, sir. We have some questions for you in the chat room. I will read one by one. Okay, the first question is, can be the role of teacher changed by technology utilization in this era? Thank you.
Can the role of teacher be changed by using, again?
It can be the role of teacher changed by technology utilization in this era, sir.
Okay. The short answer to this question, the role of teacher is going to be the same, but it's going to be improved, not to change. The teacher is still a teacher, but his way of teaching needs to be changed. The style of teaching needs to be changed. The teacher is still a teacher. We are not going to change the teacher. He's going to be a teacher, but the way of teaching, the style of teaching needs to be changed. Otherwise, he won't be engaged in the future careers.
Okay, good explanation, simple and truly. Okay, the second question, sir, from Memrita Indrawati. The question is how to teach these two topics in the 21st century learning to make learners have more care of the crucial issues.
Again, the question again?
Okay, the question is how to teach these two topics in the 21st century learning to make our student more care about the crucial issues today.
Okay, how to teach it?
Yes.
This is very good.
Yes, the key point, how to teach our student.
This is the core of my explanation. In order to teach the student, of course, the teaching is going to be online and offline. Most of the teaching is going to be not only online and offline, because some students won't be able to have the digital devices to go online. We will be having some issues unless the government interfere and help to support those students doesn't have digital devices to go online. So the way of teaching is still the same, but I mean here, in order to be able to teach effectively, you as a teacher, you must understand most of the digital skills in order to be able to teach it. And the student, in order to attract the student to the way of teaching, number one is the way of the teacher is teaching, the methods the teacher is teaching, the attractive points For example, the charts, the diagrams, the figures, all these things will attract the student. Using also what we call, I forget the term. Okay, using videos, for example. Let me just simplify it. Using videos during your presentation. Normally, as we all understand, watching taking around 70 to 65 to 70% of the student learning, meaning that the student, when you watch something, he will understand it and keep in his future for long term, better than hearing it. Because of that, in the kindergartens, in the schools, in the kindergarten levels, they are using the flip chart with the student. For example, they are saying apple and showing the photo of the apple. So the student will be able to merge with the name with the photo. Otherwise, the student will never learn. Because of that, using video in the future way of teaching will be one of the most and core component of teaching. Because the student will be able to learn faster from watching the videos. For example, you as a teacher, you can show them a problem, demonstrate a problem, video about a problem, and ask the student to solve this problem. You can watch the video just for a few minutes, 5 minutes, watch the video and understand the problem from the video, then you need to provide solution. 100 times better than when you as a teacher explain the problem. When you give the student the normal way of teaching, you give them the instructions or the guidelines for the problem and ask them to provide solution. 100 times better when you ask them to watch the video, see the problem by their eyes, understand it, then they provide solution.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for your explanation. Okay, because time is up for our...
Excuse me, I have question, yes? Please.
Oh,
Doctor.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Suraya
Andi.
Oh,
okay.
Andi. Okay,
I am Andi
okay.
Sadafoto.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, I still confused about the 21 centers assessment that emphasize in. Actually, I still confused about the assessment. Actually, what is the difference between assessment and test? Okay, because it is not clear in your explanation. And then, according to Jeremy Harmer, that a continuous assessment is more applicable than others. Okay, what do you think about this point? Okay, thank you.
Again, your question again, please.
My question is actually what is the difference between assessment and test? Okay.
Okay. Only this is your question.
Okay. Actually, based on Jeremy Harmer's opinion that continuous assessment is more applicable to get the real value of the students than apply the others. Okay, what do you think about this point?
Yes, indeed. That's correct. Yeah. That's right. Because when we speak about test, you test the student for the current subject or for the current field of study. But when you assess them, you are not going to assess the student for the subject. You are going to assess the student for the skills in this subject and general skills, not only for the content of the subject. When you test them for the content. You can't bring something out of the content and test them. Otherwise, the student will not answer it. The student will fail in this such test. Because the test, when you test the student, the meaning of test, you need to provide the content, and after that, test them about the content. Have they understand it or not? Are the students able to discuss the content in different way or not? Are the students able to answer your questions or not? This is the way of test. But assessment, you are assessing the student for the skills used in the classroom, outside the classroom, meaning that the normal human way of thinking. For example, you need to provide some problems and understand how the student can provide some solution to this problem. So by doing so, you will be able to understand and see what is the individual differences between your student. This student have a clear thinking skills, clear critical thinking skills, but other students, if they fail in such situation, they can't find a proper solution, or they will look to the same problem from different angle. This is what we need to assess.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Sir Alaqad, for your explanation. Okay, because time is up for Sir Alaqad. So we go to the next guest speaker of this virtual mega lecture talk. Okay, thank you so much, sir. Sir Alaqad, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your knowledge. Thank you so much for everything. Okay, we go to our third guest speaker for today, Ma'am Dian Riani Said M.Pd. Hello, ma'am.
Hello, Mama.
Okay, ma'am. I will read your short biography first. Yes. Okay, Ma'am Dian Riani Said M.Pd. She is a lecturer in Muhammadiyah University of Bone, Indonesia. She pursued her undergraduate program in English department at S.Ag Muhammadiyah Bone. Then she received her graduate program in English department in State University of Makassar. She is the member of APSPBI, which is an association of English department. She served as head of English department of University of Muhammadiyah Bone. Besides, she is a lecturer in IAIN Bone. Okay, ma'am, you have 15 minutes. 15 minutes to present your PowerPoint or your material in that third day. Okay, ma'am, time is yours. Thank you.
Wait a moment.
Okay.
Good day, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Yeah, I mean it's loading. Okay. Okay. Firstly, let me to say thank you for the committee of second Mega Lecture Talk 3, a 3-day international talk on English language teaching today and tomorrow. And especially thank you for the committee, Mr. Agus Wafi and Ma'am Eka, actually as a moderator. Today, I'm a speaker with them, ELT online learning and character building. I would like to describe about the essential of ELT online learning, which is oriented to students' character building. I think in this line or in this Zoom, there are many educators and students, so I feel necessary to make a big line about this case. It has a big supported correlation between online learning and character building, actually. Let me to give an illustration. Firstly, issued circular letter number 4 of 2020 on the implementation of education in the emergency of coronavirus or COVID-19 related to learning from home. The Minister of Education emphasized that online learning is implemented to provide a meaningful learning experience to students without the burden of completing all curriculum achievements for class upgrades and graduations. Minister of Education recommends for areas that have done learning from home to ensure teachers also teach from home to maintain the safety of teachers. To this day, or recently classrooms are still seen as real education by most Indonesian. People still see that classrooms are real schools and online classes are less effective. People do not yet consider online classes can help in children's education, although nowadays there have been many emerging startups engaged in online education actually. Okay, whereas technology cannot fully help the learning process remotely become easier to apply, there are many obstacles faced by students in using technology in the process of distance learning, especially for students and teachers living in remote areas, those living in the hinterland, plus economic conditions that do not allow parents, integrating his teachings with the purpose of the curriculum, then at least we can take 2 lessons. Actually, firstly, that every more mature member of the family should be able to teach spiritual, social, knowledge, and skill attitudes. Secondly, that every home should be a place for every family member, especially children or students, to be able to gain spiritual, social, the character of the learner. According to the Great Dictionary of Education Language, the character is an inner trait that affects all thoughts, behavior, ethics, and habits that have humans or other living beings. The acquisition of knowledge, skills, and good character that does not always have to rely on classrooms through teachers who officially teach in the school, but can obtain from parents and adults who are at home and around or community-based education, actually. If I figure out, or if I have to make description about ELT online learning, includes learning at all levels, formal as well non-formal, using the network computer like intranet or extranet for delivery of teaching materials, interaction, and facilitation. E-learning deals with through electronic services. Other side, electronic learning system or e-learning can be defined as a form of information technology applied in education in the form of a website that can be accessed anywhere. E-learning in the basis on logical consequences of the development of information and communication technology. I would like to make a quite little description about the characteristic of e-learning include using self-learning materials, which are then stored on a computer that they can be accessed by students anytime and anywhere, utilizing a learning schedule, curriculum, learning outcomes, and utilizing an electronic technology service. I mean, in this situation, I know that pandemic make shock therapy for all of students, especially educators and the students actually. But we can take, and I feel personally, I feel advantage and disadvantages actually about this situation, especially in pandemic. It makes a big differences between pandemic and while this pandemic. Advantage of e-learning actually practical and flexible because we can take it for anytime or anywhere. I mean, there is no, rigid time to take class, especially online class. Secondly, a more suitable approach online learning use a technological approach that is more suited to today learners than conservative methods of learning in classroom. Save time and cost in conventionally 2 hours learning. For example, it takes for 3 hours, but we can make it minimize that meeting to be 2 hours, I think. And this advantage for this is personally, I feel that difficulty understanding the existing system in English learning actually. There is a time limit set by educators in collecting assignment and attendance. For students whose homes are in non-strategic area, it will be difficult to access e-learning because require a stable internet. Lack of mastery of computer languages causes us difficulties in using e-learning the fullest.
I'm so sorry, ma'am. Can you slide show your PowerPoint, ma'am? Slide show.
Sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry. Yep. I think I have done yes, this one. I want to make description about one research from this. The title is From Lockdown to Let Down. From lockdown to let down. Students' perception of e-learning implementation of 2 English language subjects in the time of COVID-19 in the National Business of Pajajaran University, English language subject in the time of COVID-19 international. The results show that 100% of students participated in English learning, and 96.4% have accessibility in online learning. However, only 56% expressed satisfaction with the implementation of English learning. There are many methods that we can use in online learning actually, and I really know that, and I'm so sure that educators or the teachers have already known about many methods to teach English actually. For example, like this one, I would like to describe about nine methods that we can take for English language teaching, especially in online learning. Firstly is structural approach, deals with structure, need to be learned in a specific order. I will make it shortly. The direct method deals with using the target language that students trying to learn. The main focus is oral skill, and it is taught via repetitive drilling actually. The grammar translation method deals with students learn all grammar rules so they are able to translate a number of sentences. The next one is total physical response, deals with the idea of learning by doing. Communicative language teaching deals with how learners communicate more effectively and correctly in realistic situation. The silent way deals with teacher as facilitator trying to encourage students to be more active in the class. Communicative language, language learning deals with students feeling as the safest as there's a great on relationship and bond between students and the teachers. Task-based language, task-based language learning deals with task completion, and the lexical approach deals with computer studies that identify the most commonly used words. Yeah, those are the methods that we can take for online learning, and there are many platforms that you can use in ELT online learning. I think it's so really friendly platform for all of educators, because we are teachers actually, so we know about those platforms actually. Character building. Character building in terms of language. Character building consists of 2 syllables, namely to build and character, which means building that has the properties of improving, fostering, building. Meanwhile, character is the morality or character that distinguishes someone from another. Character is something that is very important in the development of human quality. So character has the meaning of fundamental value to influence all thoughts, actions, and of every human being in the life of society, nation, and state. For this reason, the factors that need to be considered in order to maintain the values in these characters are this one. yeah, ideology, economy, religion, education, leadership, politics, and there are many and there are other aspects that really need to be considered to maintain the values in these characters and persons' characters or students' characters that we have to instill to students that like positive characters like honestly, courage, respect, perseverance, caring, citizenship, fairness, responsibility, and self-discipline. And I really believe that the environment of the students has a big role to to determine students'
Excuse me.
character. Actually,
Excuse me, ma'am.
yes.
I think there is a azan. There is a azan. So I think we must keep silence for some time.
Yes, yes.
Still, there is not adhan, dear madam.
But in my time zone, azan is coming.
Yeah, we can hear it.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
We can stop.
But still, that is not adhan. So you can keep going on. It's still pre-adhan.
We are in different zone actually.
Okay, we can wait 1 minute.
Yep.
Ma'am Dian. Okay,
Yes,
thank you.
and the last one, this one. Yeah. The conclusion is character building through language teaching online is necessary because the teacher is a role model figure. That language is something that people do in their daily lives and something they use to express, create, and interpret meanings to establish and maintain social and interpersonal relationships. So when a teacher in the delivery of language material doesn't not reflect the correct character, it will produce a character which is not good for the students actually. Okay, I think that's all.
Okay, thank you so much, Ma'am Dian, for your nice presentation today. Okay, the key point of this presentation, the first is teacher is not only teach about the content, but also the character or spiritual content for the student. The second point is about 9 approach to teach in online learning. The third point is there are some platform can be used by the teacher or by the lecturer in online learning, such as Zoom, Google Classroom, and etc. And this approach and platform is hope can develop student character in our university or our classroom. Okay, thank you so much, Ma'am Dian. I will read the question in the chat room. Okay. Okay, for the all audience, do you have a question for Ma'am Dian? You can write your question in the chat room and I will read the question.
Or no questions at all?
No question? Okay, if there is no question from the audience.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Hello, excuse me.
Okay, Sir Suraya, yeah, Suraya, thank you. Okay, sir, time is yours.
Okay, actually,
Mr. Andi.
Yes. Okay, one statement of the
Nama
speaker
ininya ya,
is,
Suraya itu siapa?
she is my wife. Sorry.
Your wife, okay. Sorry. Okay.
Actually, one point of the speaker about the silent way. Actually, the speaker emphasized that the silent way is a strategy for learners autonomous. Okay, what do you think about this point? Actually, we're still confused. Okay, Asan come.
Yes. Okay. I'm going to try explain about silent way is autonomous learners. I mean, the silent way is the name of a method that language teaching devised. It is based on the premise that the teacher should be silent as much as possible in the classroom, but the learner should be encouraged to produce as much as language as possible. Elements of the silent way, particularly the use of, for example, that we can make students, students as a center of the learning activity. I mean, teacher have to make a trust to the students to make them more active in the class, and the teachers only is only becoming a controller, that observer in the class. So that's why the students can, can make a comfortable way or a comfortable process to make a good, to make a good to make a good activity actually in that learning process. So that's why autonomous, that people, students can build up their way to learn about something, when the teacher has to be a facilitator or has to be only controller or observer in the classroom, and let the students give a time to determine about what they have to do and what they have to think to solve the problem of the process of learning actually. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Ma'am Dian.
Yes.
Okay, Sir Andy, do you get the point, sir?
Actually, according to Rod Ellis, a sociolinguistic expert, say that what makes a good language learners, the first point is intelligence, motivation, personality, length of study, age. Okay. Okay. Actually, this expert didn't include this point. The silent is a way to emphasize learners autonomous. Okay. Actually, I only focus on these experts, that why the expert didn't include this point as a point that make the speakers, the language learners, more better than before. That's the problem, I think.
I think, as my personal, thinking, that every methods, especially in language learning or ELT, has a specific superiority. So that's why we only customize about what the students need in that class. We have to know about the atmosphere of the class. We don't have to judge that one method is the right one in one class and the other method is not the right one to the one class. Especially for my experience, that we only see the students need actually what they need in the learning, what they need in that process, that we can customize with the what the art of the methods that we can use in that in that class actually.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Dian Riani. Okay, thank you, Sir Andy, for your question. Okay, Ma'am Diani, thank you so much for your explanation, ma'am.
Yes.
Thanks for your time.
Mameka.
Thanks your part to sharing your knowledge about the online teaching. Okay, we go to the next guest speaker. The next guest speaker is Sir Ahmad Baidhawi. Ahmad Baidhawi, M.Pd from State Islamic Institute of Madura, Indonesia. Okay, hello, sir. Are you here now?
Hello, ma'am. I'm with you.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, I will read your short biography. Okay. Okay, Sir Ahmad Baidhawi, M.Pd. He is a lecturer of State Islamic Institute of Madura, Indonesia. He was born in Pamekasan on 17 November 1982. For his S1 degree, he graduated from IKIP Budi Utomo Malang, and his postgraduate from Islamic University of Malang, majoring in English education. Now he is a lecturer and secretary of English Teaching Learning Program, Tarbiyah Faculty of IAIN Madura. Okay, sir, you have 15 minutes to present your material or your PowerPoint. I hope you can explain us clearly and efficiently. Okay, sir, time is yours. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the time given to me. And don't worry, maybe I will not finish in 15 minutes. Let me share my screen first. Do you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can see your screen, but can you slide show your PowerPoint?
Okay, wait.
Okay.
Well, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy to be with you all in a happy occasion, and this is very special chance for me to meet you. Although this is virtual meeting, I think. Sorry. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh. Wait. Clearly, sure. Well, first of all, I would like to say thank you to the committee of this lecture talk, Mega Lecture Talk 2, conducted by Language Unit of IAIN Madura. Especially special thanks for Mr. Wafi, Bu Eva, and other crew, given me a chance to present. Actually, I do not want to present anything. I just want to discuss with you about this topic. Well, this is about developing students' soft skill in LT classroom through cooperative learning. Soft skill. This is the content, introduction, soft skill, cooperative learning, and conclusion. Well, if we talk about soft skill, I think we have to discuss first about hard skill. Hard skill, or it is called technical skill. See, for example, if we are as a teacher, then we are as an English teacher, we focus on mastering English, and then we get our competence on English, means that we master our hard skill. But different from soft skill. Soft skill here, something that cannot be learned, I think. And then, okay, sorry, first. It is interesting to, interesting information for us to know that based on the research from Harvard University, I quoted from Compass, 2020, that 80% soft skill determines someone's success. Only 20% hard skill determines someone's success. So why I'm interested in discussing this one? Because I think we as a teacher, as an educator, we must develop our student skill, our students of skill. Actually, not only our students of skill, but our own soft skill must be developed as an educator, I think, because we deal with someone else. And I also quoted from the World Economic Forum that by 2025, complex problem solving, critical thinking, people management, and emotional intelligence would be the most important skill required in the workplace. So if we do not equip our student or compete our student with soft skill, we avoid that our students cannot compete when they finish studying in our institution. Okay, actually, what is the definition of soft skill? I think we have known, but no matter, although I read again that according to Will Canton, defines of skill are character traits, interpersonal skills that characterize a person's relationship with other people. And then Alison Dollier also defines of skill, also known as people skill or entrepreneurial skill, soft skill related to way you relate or to and interact with other people. The key, I think, the key points from soft skill that how we communicate with other people. When we communicate, we do not need only our competence in language, but how we can respect each other, how we can feel what someone else feel when we want to communicate with other people. Wow, what happened with mine? Okay, the following are the most important soft skills that are needed nowadays. First, communication. In communication, we do not only focus on how to communicate by using a word or what is it, oral communication. Yeah, what is meant by communication: listening, negotiation, nonverbal communication, persuasion, presentation, public speaking, reading, body language, and so on. This is the first soft skill, communication. And the second is critical thinking. Critical thinking here, the subtitle of this one, adaptability, artistic, creativity, critical observation, critical thinking, design, and so on. And the next, leadership. The subtitle of leadership is conflict management, conflict solution, deal making, decision making, delegation, and so on. And then positive attitude. In positive attitude, the subtitle confidence, cooperation, courtesy, energy, enthusiasm, friendliness, honesty, humorous, patient, and so on. And then the next, teamwork. In teamwork, the subtitle is collaboration, accepting feedback, customer service, dealing with difficult situation, dealing with office politics, and so on. And next, work ethic. The circle of work ethic is attentiveness, business ethic, competence, and so on. Sorry, I think I don't have to read all. And this is the reason why soft skill is very important to employer. In this case, if our student want to teach, the employer, the headmaster of the school. So this is the 10 reasons why soft skill important. First, indicate longevity. In this case, when our student work in an institution, they must stay for a long time. So the head of the institution don't have to find the new employee. And the second, measure teamwork. In teamwork means that when our students work in an office, institution, or in a company, they will work with other people. That's why this is also the reason in measure teamwork. And then maintain relationship. Of course, not only in our workplace, in our daily life, soft skill is important to keep our good relationship with other people. And then grow a network with soft skill. Our student is expected to have a network with other people, and then facilitate growth. You know, if in a company, the worker or the employee are expected to make the growth of its company. So this is also the reason why soft skill is important. Stay organized, prove initiate, develop leadership, gain confidence, at least reputation. This is the 10 reasons why soft skill is important. Next, we have discussed soft skill. Now we are discussing cooperative learning. Cooperative learning is approach which aims to organize classroom activity into academic and social learning experience. And then another definition, cooperative learning is an instructional strategy that enables small groups of students to work together on a common assignments. From the two definition of the last cooperative learning is the instructional use of small groups so that students work together. The key words from this definition is work together, or sorry, what happened? Hello?
Nothing, carry on.
You can go on, sir.
Okay. Again, the keywords from the three definitions is work together. And then these are the 5 basic essential elements of cooperative learning. First, positive interdependence. Students must fully participate in the group. And then each group member has tasks or responsibility, therefore must believe that they are responsible for their learning and that of their group. And the second, individual and group accountability, means that every member of the group must do their responsibility, whether it's individual or group responsibility or accountability. And then individual, oh, sorry. I could again. So this one now. Social skill. In social skill, social skill must be taught in order for successful cooperative learning to occur. And then skilling include effective communication, interpersonal, and group skills. The subtitle is leadership, decision making, trust building, friendship, communication, conflict management skills. And the last group, processing. Group processing occurs when the group members first reflect on which member action were helpful and make decision about which action to continue or change. And the second, the purpose of group processing is to clarify and improve the effectiveness with which member carry out the process necessary to achieve the group's goal. And this is the example of cooperative learning model. Team game tournament, student team achievement division, jigsaw, and then group investigation, group resume, and rotating tree exchange. And the question, what is it like? I mean, how we can develop students' soft skill by applying cooperative learning. Let's see, I just take one example of cooperative learning model of jigsaw. This is the impulse of jigsaw. Say, for example, from six model, all of the activity are in a group. And then let us say jigsaw. In a jigsaw, usually.
Okay, so sorry, sir. Your time is 1 minute again.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. In jigsaw, we usually group student into some groups, and then the number of the group based on the number of the topic or the problem given by the teacher. This is the jigsaw group 1, 2, 3, 4, and then from the jigsaw group, and then student move to expert group. In expert group, they discuss the same topic. From this one, they try to make decision. They try to be a leader. They try to propose their critical thinking. And then they try to communicate one and another. So from this this group activity, actually, we can encourage or we can develop our students' soft skill. Okay, sorry. This is the last. This is the last. Maybe we can explore by question answer if we have. If the conclusion, soft skill are interpersonal skill which must be developed by students to complete their hard skill, and they can be obtained by implementing cooperative learning model in the classroom. Thank you. This is what I can discuss. Let me know what's wrong with me, and if you have any question, let me know. Maybe I have give you the answer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Baidhawi, for your good presentation today. Okay, the key point is about soft skill is very important skill for the student in workplace. Okay, you explain about critical thinking. You are explain about leadership, teamwork, work ethic, and last is cooperative learning. Okay, sir. We have the question in the chat room. The first question is how to improve our will our soft skill at college? How to improve or develop our student skill in the college?
Okay, as I talked just now that in terms of classroom activity, if we want to develop our students' soft skill, the best way is to arrange the classroom in a group, because in a group activity, the student try to communicate with other, try to feel what other students feel, try to share, try to give their opinion in our, try to disagree with other opinion to apply their critical thinking. I think actually as a teacher, unintentionally, we do not, we always support or we always develop our students soft skill, but this is not in a good management, I think. Say for example, if we give our student complicated task or give our student complicated question, and then we let them to discuss, and then we let them to give them chance to express. I think this is the way to develop our students' soft skill. I think
okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Baidhawi. Okay. I'm so sorry I cannot read all the question in the chat room. So, Sir Baidhawi, can you answer the question in the chat room, sir? Because time is over for this section. Okay, thank you so much, Sir Baidhawi.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for your time to present about the material about soft skill. Okay, next we go to our last guest speaker for today, Ma'am Dr. Zurriyati, S.Ag, M.Hum. Are you here, ma'am? Okay, ma'am. Okay, yes, thank you.
I'm here.
Okay, how are you, ma'am?
I'm fine.
Okay, I'm fine too. Thank you so much. Okay, ma'am, before we begin the presentation, I will read your short biography. Ma'am Dr. Zurriyati S.Ag, M.Hum. She is head of English department, State Islamic Institute of Lhokseumawe, Indonesia. She was born in Alaqad, S.Ag. She is an English lecturer at the Faculty of Teacher Training and Education of IAIN Lhokseumawe since 2004, and currently becomes a head of English Education Department. She graduated Master in English Applied Linguistics of University Negeri Medan in 2007 and complete her Ph.D. in Linguistic Study in Universitas Sumatera Utara, Medan. Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, you have 15 minutes, ma'am. 15 minutes only 15 minutes to present about the topic. Okay, ma'am. Time is yours. Okay, time is yours.
Thank you. Now let me share this share screen, the materials.
Okay, ma'am. Of course.
Okay. Okay. First of all, I would like to correct a little bit about the place of my birth just now. So because this is a Chinese word that is not cut, because the English language, the moderator is English, so we'll say that is a cut. But the real Chinese, this is chut. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is chut. Chut means small. Okay, in Chinese.
Chut, yeah.
Yeah.
Not cat. Okay, so sorry.
Yeah, so that is chut.
Okay, chut. Okay,
yes, I can understand it because the English, the English lecturers will say that in English one. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon for all who have joined this meeting for today. Firstly, I would like to thank the Chief of Committee, Pak Wafi, and his work team who has worked hard to strangle this agenda successfully. Thanks also goes to moderator, and also special thank to all of the audience who have joined this meeting for today. Okay, for this occasion, I would like to talk about the blended learning in ELT. This is the rules of teachers and students. We know that for the first mega lecture talks, I'm talking about more about the online learnings, and also in the second day, there are some speakers also talk about the many strategies and also the medias. So in here, hopefully this become the combinations among the information that has given that is about the blended learning. Okay. Let's see, the first one is about the background. In the technology era, almost all human activities require the help of sophisticated devices that can easily assist the activities. This certainly implies to educators and prospectors, educators, to be able to apply ways of learning using the modern technology to carry out the duties properly in accordance with the applicable curriculum. There are many strategies, also method, and the others can use in this era. So one of the teaching strategies that has been a major growth point in the English language teaching is what we call blended learning. So this is just a little explanations or definition about blended means that is a mixtures or the various learning strategies. Blended learning means the combinations between the face-to-face learning strategies and also the online learning. This in blended learning, this is interchangeable in research literature as personalized learning, also differentiated instruction, hybrid learning, technology mediated instruction, and also web enhanced instruction. Okay, the next one is about the character. So what is the character of blended learning? This is, they are combination of some strategies, learning strategies, learning method, and also online learning and face-to-face learning in many types news course. Whereas the course that used in blended learning is a traditional course with no online technology news. Content is delivered in writing or orally. And in web facilitated course, which use web-based technology to facilitate what is essentially a face-to-face course, use a course management system or web page to post the syllables assignment, for example, and blended course that blends online and face-to-face delivery. Substantial proportion of the content is delivered online, typical news online discussion, and typically has some face-to-face meeting. And in the online learning strategies, that this is a course where most or all of the contents is delivered online, typically have no face-to-face meeting. Of course, this that's on the experience maybe when in the face-to-face learning also have some the problem is where is the maybe the teachers more become the center learning, and in the online more the student. So in blended learning, yes, this is can change this one also. When in online class also have some problem when the student feel some bored or have no motivation because they need they always learn by themselves alone without interaction with the environments in the class, without meet the friends who can share some ideas that they have. So why we think that it is important in the learning, especially in LT. Also, when the student have the problem and have times to in face-to-face class. And no, there are some types of blended learning models that is what we call. This is the first one is face-to-face driver. Because this is talking about the technology, so many students will use the technology here. So the first one is face-to-face driver model. So in this model, the introduction of online instruction is decided on a case-by-case basis. It allows the students who are struggle or working above their grade level to progress their own pace using technology in the class. And the next one is rotation model. In this form of blended learning, students rotate between different stations on a fixed schedule, either working online or spending face-to-face time with the teacher. And flex model. All of these types is what we call the model. With this approach, material is primarily delivered online. Although teachers are in the room to provide on-site support as needed, learning is primarily self-guided. As students independently learn and practice new skills in digital environment. And in online, then the next one is what we call online lab models. In this scenario, students learn entirely online but travel to a dedicated computer lab to complete their coursework. And the fifth one is online driver. Which is a form of blended learning in which students work remotely and materials is primarily delivered via an online platform. And the last one is self-blend model. This is give students the opportunity to take classes beyond what already offered at their school. Okay, the next one is the component. The component of blended learning is the combination, there is online learning, face-to-face learning, also individualized learning. And talking about the rules, the role of the teachers. This is could be, for example, sometimes we hear that in the online learning, there is less teachers' role. But let's see, in blended learning, there are so many roles of the teachers. It means that the teacher also must be active, become the teacher. So what are they? The height levels or the first rank is information provider. So the teacher also as the beside the as a teacher, also as the information provider. And then also the role of the teacher as
Okay, hello, ma'am. Ma'am Zurriyati. There is a...
I think she has a problem in internet connection.
Yes.
Yes.
I think so. Okay. Okay, we wait 1 minute.
Ibu Eka dealing with before Ibu Zurriyati come back to the Zooms.
Yes.
In this COVID-19, blended learnings seems impossible, yeah, because we are not. Ibu Zurriyati is here. Ibu Zurriyati is coming.
Ma'am. Okay, ma'am. You can continue your presentation, ma'am. Okay, you can unmute. Okay, leave again, Ma'am Epa. Ma'am Zurriyati. Okay, Ma'am Zurriyati explain us about the definition of blended learning, the characteristic of blended learning, type of blended learning, and the last is the role of teacher in blended learning. Okay, Ma'am Zurriyati, can you hear me, ma'am?
Okay, I'm so sorry.
Can you continue your presentation? Okay.
I'm sorry for this something.
Okay, never mind.
Okay, actually there are 21. It means that there are so many rules. For example, let's see that how become the rule as the actors and actress for the teachers. Today, we know that there are so many platforms that found in the technology technology that in the internet, for example, like IG and Facebook. So the creative teachers will create some the materials that always share through the IG, and then by this way, many people, students will follow her or his materials, and he become the actors and famous among the learners. Okay, next. Okay, now, beside the teacher's rule, also the students have their own role will take part in this blended learning. For example, as a learners, participant, respondent, team builders, teachers, helper, and then listener, topic contributor, strategic communicator, meaning negotiation, and meaning maker, peer competitor, information provider, and also monitor. So let's see from this explanation, more teachers' role than the student. But here in blended learning could change the role. The teacher, the students, I mean, sometimes can change the teacher's role. Okay, this is based on the research result, show that the X that we can see the difference between the teachers and also the student in a classroom face-to-face class. So when face-to-face class runs in 1 for 50 minutes, the teacher give the inform something to the student, reach one 174, and giving statement and then acknowledgement, question, evaluate, opine, request, alert, suggest, check, thanks, reply, regret, and so on. And then while the students just giving statement 39 and inform 38 and answer. So no, compare with the what happened when the online learning. The online learning, the teachers just only gives the statement of the 55 and inform 54, and the students inform 150 and statement. It means that in this blended learning, the students change the role, more active than when the face-to-face learning. So the last one is talk about the strength. Also, every strategies method and the others have weakness and the strongness. What is the strength one of the blended learning is providing an individuals and productive learning activity. Also increasing student obligation in learning, encourage collaborative learning. Some of have given for some last mega talks, some not some, but I'm sorry, I forget the name, but the interested one when they she talked about the media that news to in active learning. So I think in blended learning news by student by using the media from the active learning could change to productive learnings. Okay, and then the weakness also beside the strengths also have the weakness. This from educators' perspective, that is most recently it has.
I'm so sorry, ma'am. You yes? have 1 minute again. Thank you.
This is the last slideshow, I think. Okay, this from educator perspectives, most recently it has been noted that providing effective feedback is more time consuming, therefore more expensive when electronic media are used in comparison to traditional. And other aspect of blended learning that can be challenging is group work because of difficulties when management in online setting. I think that's all what I'm going to talk about today, and thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am, for your clear explanation of blended learning. Yeah, blended learning. So the key point of your presentation today is you explain about the definition of blended learning, the characteristic of blended learning, types of blended learning, the role of the teacher, the advantages of blended learning, and the last is the disadvantages of blended learning. Okay, ma'am, we have a question in the chat room, but I think you already answered the question, because the question is what are the disadvantages of teaching using blended learning, and you all already answered the question before. Okay, so there is no question of blended learning. Okay, I have a question for you, ma'am. Blended learning is like hybrid
yes,
learning.
Right. Yeah, that is the other word. The other word. Okay, the other words of blended learning is a hybrid learning.
Okay, because the new term now used by Djati, and Djati is a hybrid learning.
Hybrid.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your nice presentation. Thank you so much for your time to share your knowledge about blended learning. So we have now about advantages and disadvantages of the blended learning. Okay, I think this time is our closing. Yes, Mr. Wapi.
Okay.
This time is our closing. Thank you so much.
The moderator, it means that I'm the last presenter for today.
Yes, you are the last presenter. Okay, this time is our closing. Thank you so much for your attention. Thank you for all guest speaker, all committee, all moderators and audience for today. I'm so sorry if I have a mistake as a moderator today. I hope this virtual mega lecture talk can give us knowledge about English language teaching. We close this our virtual mega lecture talk with saying hamdalah. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon,
there is no
everybody.
We will photograph with Miss Eva.
Yes, we will back to
take
host.
the photograph for the last.
Okay, we will back to the host, Sir Abdul Wafi. Time is yours, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, dear moderator, for succeeding our event for today. Thank you very much for Ibu Zurriyati. You have a really amazing presentation as always. That's amazing.
Okay.
And all the presenters also.
I don't think so, Miss.
I want to say something to
silakan.
Ibu Zurriyati's
Okay,
presentation.
Eva.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bu Eva as the head of language unit.
Yeah, okay. I gave a comment in the chat box dealing with the hybrid learning presented by Ibu Zurriyati, and I said that hopefully we can apply the hybrid learning soon, because in this COVID-19 we cannot have
because
it.
There are Miss Eva, because this is also the students many say that Miss, we miss the class and we cannot
I miss
the online learning
their smell.
Purely
I miss their smells. Yeah, hybrid learning seems more suitable for the students in Indonesia than full online learning.
Yes.
Yeah, because the facilities, the teachers' skills to we don't we want to have a full online learning,
to take one.
But I think hybrid learning is worth to use, because we need to teach them technology, but we also need to meet them, because technology seems quite expensive for us in Indonesia. Yes. Thank you all the presenters. Thank you Ibu Eka. Thank you all the participants. See you next time on the mega lecture talk or another lecture talk.
Okay, see. Nice.
Thank you all of you. I would also like to thank you.
We hope this become the one forum that always have connects. Okay.
Amin.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sukses Ibu Eva.
Salam untuk Bu Dia.
Salam.
Okay, thank you, Sir Wafi, Mem Eva. Banyak dapat ilmu ya hari ini. Thank you so much.
Ilmu yang mana itu?
Ilmu kanuragan ini.
Mantap. Luar biasa. Makasih Deka ya.
Iya, sama-sama ya.
Besok-besok gantian lah kita
semuanya.
yang ke Corolla ya.
Iya, ke Corolla ya.
We have Ibu Josephine here. I see
Selamat Pak Gofur.
Siap Bang Alek, terima kasih Bang Alek.
Ada Bang Alek.
Yes, ada Mem Josephine ya. Josephine Bermendes. Hello Mem.
Sukses Ibu Eva. Selamat.
Halo Mr. Alek.
Ada Sir Alek. Ya, Sir Alek.
Masya Allah Ibu Eva. Allah. Ibu Eva, Ibu Eka, Masya Allah.
Beda V sama K aja ya Pak?
Iya ya. Satu huruf ya?
Iya. Kita harus tiru semangatnya Pak Alek nih. Ya, walaupun pensiun semangat tetap tinggi ya Pak.
Luar biasa. Ini senior.
Bu Eva, Pak Wafi, mohon izinnya ya.
Iya.
Monggo Ibu, terima kasih banyak.
Makasih,
Sampai jumpa di lain kesempatan.
Makasih.
Amin.
Bang Alek.
Iya Bang.
Oh iya, Ibu Zurriyati, materinya.
Ayo elit dibikin ginian lah Bang.
Bisa digilir ke tiap kampus. Hah? Elit dibikin ginian. Elit dibikin model lecture talk. Kan asik, Bang.
Iya, tuan rumahnya bisa giliran, Pak.
Tuan rumahnya bisa giliran, abang yang atur.
Insya Allah nanti dibuat Pak Ji, Insya Allah.
Nah, mantap lah, mantap.
Saya mau kontak dulu pendekarnya Pak ini Pak Aridem ya.
Oh, Pak Aridem ya, mantap lah, mantap. Biasa. Ya, Pangeran Kerinci itu harus keluar itu, Mas. Selalu di gunung itu, nggak
ini lagi terlena dengan ini kali, dengan tugas rutin kali Pak Ji itu.
Oh, that's one, oke. Kita nunggulah. Mohon supportnya, Bang.
Amin. Saya udah siap duduk di belakang buku ini kayaknya.
Siap.
Oh, ada Mem Riani tuh, Sergofur. Ada Mem Ryan.
Mana?
Ryan Riani Pak.
Bunda Ryan mana itu?
Iya.
Bunda Ryan.
Ya.
Bunda Ryan tuh, mana nggak connect suaranya.
Beliaunya
lagi dikir kayaknya Bu Rayandani itu. Oh. Pikiran paling. Mungkin baca selawat Nadia 444 kali.
Nunggu disapa Bang Alek dia.
TOEFL.
Oke, Bang Wafi bisa ditutup nggak apa-apa?
ITP.
Silakan,
So thank you very much everyone. So see you next time in our lecture talk series
3.
Oh, kalau lecture talk kalau lecture talk tiap 2 minggu. 2
minggu ya. Kalau Mega?
Series 10.
Kalau Mega sometimes.
10, Pak.
Kalau lagi vakum agak lama biasanya langsung Mega lecture talk. But usually once in a year, setahun sekali.
Kampus, untuk mendapatkan.
Oke, bye everyone.
Bye.
Terima kasih ya.
Bye Pak Baidhawi, Mrs. Kosan.
Thank you Bu Eva, Pak Wafi,
Mrs. Pusvitasari, Mrs. Erlinda, Miss Ludi,
yang langsung kaitan dengan
Aitul Iftita, Miss Kosan, Mr. Hamdi,
ini orangnya
Ibu Rukminingsi.
Ya, sukses acaranya ya.
Terima kasih Ibu Rita. Sampai jumpa. Semoga bisa jumpa off air ya Ibu ya.
Lagi makan pempek ini sekarang.
Enaknya.
Malam saya
pedes
ya.
Dulu ya. Bahasanya yang Ibu.
Assalamualaikum.
Wifi mana wifi?
Saya kenal. Cuma mungkin dia
Assalamualaikum.
Ya orang-orangnya susah diajak ini. Tapi nggak bisa ini dia. Tapi belum coba dicoba di.
Ibu Rayendra belum pernah presentasi ya Ibu Rayendra ya. Rayendriani ya belum ya. Udah ding. Iya Bu Rayendriani belum ya Ibu ya.
Lebih baik kamu antum ambil di UIN Malang Pak Ji. Ini di sini agak ini.
Dulu lecture talk sering datang. Bahasa Arab ya Ibu Rayendriani.
Coba dulu daftar nanti saya tahu nanti saya bisa ini. Nanti saya ngomong sama ketua jurusan itu. Tapi dia kontak juga kayak ini mungkin kayak pusat bahasanya. Iya. Iya. Daftar dulu saya sarankan di UIN Malang aja, insya Allah. Ya. Gimana kemajuan ini Ian Bima?
Udah mati.
Iya. Tapi jauh semangat berjuang kak komite kak pala hanus tetok yang ngilau apa kahar wali garep poli dunia kak biasa apa pala biasa apa kayak dunia mana biasa apa sa lo